Hello and welcome. You are here because you want to improve your English. Maybe you are busy. Maybe you do not have much free time. Maybe you are looking for an easy way. And maybe you have seen advertisements on the internet that promise something magical. Learn English while you sleep. It sounds like a dream, doesn't it? You close your eyes, you put on your headphones, you go to sleep, and in the morning you wake up fluent in English. No effort, no stress, no work. But here is the truth. That dream is not real. There is no magic shortcut. You cannot become fluent in a new language just by listening while you are asleep. This might sound disappointing, but wait. Please listen carefully because the truth is actually better. Real learning is not a magic trick. It is a journey. It is a process. It takes time and it takes effort, but it is possible, it is real, and most importantly, it is rewarding. Think about the feeling of watching a movie in English and understanding every line. Think about having a conversation with a new friend from another country without fear, without stress. Think about reading a book or an article in English and enjoying it, just like in your own language. Those are not dreams. Those are real experiences, and you can have them. So, why are we here today? This video is not about tricks. It is not about empty promises. This video is about the real path to fluency. Step by step. Clear, simple, practical steps that anyone can follow. While you listen to this long video, you may be awake, or you may be falling asleep. Both are fine, because this is not a test. There are no questions at the end. You do not need to repeat after me. You do not need to focus 100%. All you need to do is relax. Let the words flow into your ears. Let the ideas slowly enter your mind. Even if you sleep, your brain will enjoy the rhythm of English, and when you are awake, you will remember the important messages. This is the beginning of your English journey. Together, we will talk about how to practice listening in an active way, how to speak with confidence even if you make mistakes, how to use reading and writing to build strong language skills, how to remember vocabulary forever, how to create a simple routine that works for your life, and how to enjoy learning so you never lose motivation. Each chapter will guide you step by step. You will hear simple English with clear examples. You will hear encouragement because learning a language is not easy. And you will hear the truth because the truth is what will help you grow. So take a deep breath, make yourself comfortable. You can lie down in your bed, you can sit in a chair, you can close your eyes if you want. You are safe here. This time is for you. Now forget about the idea of magic shortcuts. Forget about the false promise of sleep learning. Instead, open your heart to the real journey. Open your mind to the slow, beautiful process of learning. Every word you hear today is a step. Every idea you remember tomorrow is progress. And remember this, the most important step is always the next one. And you are already taking that step right now, by pressing play, by listening, by being here. Welcome to your English journey. It will be long, it will be challenging, but it will also be wonderful. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Myth of Sleep Learning. Have you ever seen an advertisement that says, "Learn English fast, learn English while you sleep"? It looks amazing, right? Imagine this. You go to bed, you close your eyes, you put on your headphones, you listen to an audio file. Then when you wake up, you are fluent in English. No study, no practice, just a dream. This idea is very attractive. Because our lives are busy, we go to work. We go to school. We take care of our families. Sometimes we do not have enough time to study. So of course a shortcut feels wonderful. It feels like magic. But here's the important question. Does it really work? Can you really learn English when you are asleep? Scientists have studied this idea for many years. They have studied the brain. They have studied what happens during sleep. They have done many experiments, and the answer is clear. The answer is no. You cannot become fluent in English while you sleep. Maybe you feel sad when you hear this. Maybe you hoped it was true. Maybe you wanted the magic solution. I understand. But listen carefully. This is not bad news. In fact, It is good news, because now you know the truth. You do not need to waste your time searching for tricks. You can stop chasing illusions. You can focus on what really works. Learning English is not magic. It is a journey. It is a process, and it is a very human process. Think about a child. How does a child learn their first language? Do they sleep and suddenly wake up fluent? Of course not. They listen. They watch. They copy. They make mistakes. They try again. They learn step by step, day by day. Your English journey is the same. You do not need shortcuts. You need simple, clear steps. You need patience, and you need consistency. Now you might ask, if sleep learning does not work, then why do so many people believe in it? The answer is simple: because people are busy, because people want fast results, because people love the idea of easy success. It is human nature. We all want the reward without the struggle. But here's the truth: the struggle is part of the reward. The effort is what makes learning powerful. When you spend time practicing, your brain changes. When you work with English, you build real skills. And when you achieve something real, it feels much better than magic. Think about it. Would you feel proud if you woke up fluent without effort? Maybe for one day, but the pride would be small. Now think about this. You spend weeks practicing. You listen to podcasts, you read short stories, you try speaking even if you are nervous. And then one day, you have your first real conversation in English. You understand the other person. They understand you. How would you feel? Yes, proud, strong, excited. That feeling is real. That feeling is much better than any shortcut. So let us be honest. Sleep learning is a myth. It does not work. But listening to English while you relax, while you rest, or even while you're falling asleep, this can still help. Not as a magic trick, but as a gentle support. When you listen passively, your brain hears the rhythm of English. It hears the music of the language. It becomes more comfortable with the sounds. This does not make you fluent, but it makes English feel less strange. It makes English feel more familiar, and that is useful. So here is the key. Do not confuse passive listening with real learning. Passive listening is like background music. It is soft. It is comfortable. But active learning is different. Active learning is when you focus. Active learning is when you write, when you speak, when you practice. That is what makes you fluent. Remember this sentence. Passive listening is good for comfort. Active learning is good for progress. In this book, in this journey, we will use both. We will use passive listening to make you feel relaxed, and we will use active learning to help you grow strong. So, the myth is finished. The truth is here. You cannot learn English while you sleep, like in the advertisements, but you can learn English if you practice a little every day. And if you listen, if you read, if you speak, if you write, your English will grow. No magic, just progress, step by step, day by day. That is the real path. Now, let us continue together. In the next chapter, we will talk about two very important ideas: active learning and passive learning. These two ideas will show you exactly how your brain learns a language. Chapter 2. Active learning versus passive learning. In the last chapter, we discovered the truth. We learned that you cannot magically become fluent while you sleep. But we also learned that listening while you rest can still help a little. It helps you become more comfortable with the sound of English. Now, we need to go deeper. We need to understand two very important ideas: passive learning and active learning. These two ideas are the key to your success in English. What is passive learning? Passive learning means you are receiving information without doing anything with it. Your brain is not working very hard. It is like sitting in a car as a passenger. You are moving, you see many things outside the window, but you are not driving. Examples of passive learning: you play an English podcast while you are cooking. You watch an English TV show with subtitles in your own language. You scroll on your phone while an English video plays in the background. In these moments, your ears hear English, but your brain is not fully engaged. You are just observing. You are a passenger. Does this mean passive learning is useless? No. It can help you. It can make English feel more familiar. It can help your ear get used to the rhythm and the music of the language. But passive learning alone is not enough. It will not make you fluent. Sleep learning is the most passive form of all. When you are sleeping, your brain is resting. It is not working hard to remember or to connect ideas. That is why sleep learning is a myth. What is active learning? Active learning is the opposite. Active learning means you are engaged. You are using your brain. You are doing something with the language. It is like driving the car yourself. You must pay attention. You must turn the wheel. You must make decisions. Examples of active learning. You listen to an English podcast and try to write down the main ideas. You watch an English movie with English subtitles and pause to look up new words. You speak with a language partner and try to answer questions in full sentences. You write a short paragraph in your English journal. You take a vocabulary quiz or a grammar exercise and check your answers. In all these situations, you are not just receiving information, you are interacting with it. You are telling your brain, this is important. Please remember this. That is why active learning is powerful. It creates strong connections in your memory. A simple example. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. Can you learn just by watching videos of people riding? No. You must get on the bicycle yourself. You must try to pedal. You must balance. You will probably fall down a few times, but each time you try, you learn something new. Learning English is exactly the same. You cannot become fluent by only watching, only listening, only being passive. You must participate. You must try. You must speak, write, listen actively, and read actively. Why is active learning so important? When you are active, your brain works harder. It creates strong connections between words, sounds, and ideas. These connections become memory. For example, if you just hear the word apple once while cooking, you might forget it tomorrow. But if you see the word in a book, then write it in your notebook. Then say it out loud. Then use it in a sentence like, I eat an apple every morning. Your brain now has 4 different connections. The word becomes stronger in your memory. That is the secret of active learning. Finding balance. Now, does this mean you should never use passive learning? No. Both are useful. Passive learning is comfortable. It is good for background. It is good when you are tired or when you want to relax. But if you want real progress, you must also practice actively. Think of it like food. Passive learning is like a snack. It is light. It is easy. Active learning is like a full meal. It gives you energy. It builds your strength. You need both, but you cannot live on snacks alone. How to combine both? Here is a simple way. During the day, use passive listening. Play English music while you walk. Play an English podcast in the background. Let English be around you. But choose a short time every day for active practice. Even just 15 minutes. Sit in a quiet place. Listen carefully. Read carefully. Write something. Speak something. This balance makes learning easier and more effective. A key sentence to remember: passive learning makes English familiar. Active learning makes English yours. So now you know the difference. Sleep learning is passive and it is not enough, but active learning is the real secret. It is the key that opens the door to fluency. In the next chapter, we will talk about how to practice listening actively. You will discover simple techniques that make your ears stronger, your brain sharper, and your English more natural. Chapter 3. Active listening practice. In the last chapter, we learned about the difference between passive learning and active learning. Passive learning is like sitting in a car as a passenger. Active learning is like driving the car yourself. If you want to move forward, you must drive. You must take control. Now we will focus on listening. Listening is the foundation of language learning. Before you can speak, you must listen. Before you can understand grammar, you must listen. Before you can read or write well, listening helps you feel the rhythm of the language. But remember this, just hearing English is not enough. You must listen actively. What is active listening? Active listening means paying full attention. It means your ears are open, Your eyes are focused and your brain is working. It means you are not just letting English flow past you. You are trying to understand, trying to catch meaning, trying to connect words and ideas. When you practice active listening, you train your brain to say, "This sound is important. Please remember it." Technique 1. Focused listening. Many people play English videos while they do other things. That is passive listening. Active listening is different. For focused listening, you need a quiet place. Turn off distractions. Put your phone away. Close the extra tabs on your computer. For the next 10 or 15 minutes, your only job is to listen. Choose a short audio clip. It can be a podcast for learners. It can be a short news story. It can be a small scene from a TV show. Step 1. Listen to the clip one time. Do not stop. Just try to catch the main idea. Step 2. Listen again. This time, pause when necessary. Write down important words. Step 3. Listen a third time. Notice how much more you understand now. This simple exercise makes a big difference. Your brain learns to focus. Your brain learns to find meaning even when you do not know every word. Technique 2. Listening with a purpose. Sometimes people listen without a goal. They hope the language will simply enter their mind. But your brain remembers better when you give it a clear reason. Before you listen, ask yourself a question. For example, if the clip is a weather report, ask, "What will the temperature be tomorrow?" If the clip is a story, ask, "Who is the main character?" If the clip is a news item, ask, "Where did the event happen?" Now, when you listen, your brain is active. It is searching for an answer. This is listening with purpose. You can also set small tasks. Write down 5 important words you hear. After listening, summarize the story in one sentence. Listen for numbers, names, or dates. These tasks keep you alert. They turn listening into a game. Technique 3. Using transcripts. A transcript is the written text of the audio. Many podcasts and YouTube videos provide transcripts. They are powerful tools for learning. Here's how to use them. Step 1. Listen without reading. Try to understand the main idea. Step 2. Listen again while reading the transcript. Match sounds with words. Step 3. Pause and read the sentences out loud. Copy the speaker's rhythm. Step 4. Listen once more without reading. Notice how much clearer everything sounds. This cycle is very effective. You practice listening, reading, speaking, and pronunciation, all at the same time. Technique 4. Repetition. Do not expect to understand everything the first time. Repetition is your friend. Listen to the same short clip 3, 4, or even 5 times. The first time, you catch the general topic. The second time, you hear more details. The third time, you begin to notice small words, intonation, and rhythm. Each repetition adds a new layer of understanding. This is not boring, this is training. It is like lifting weights in the gym. Each repetition makes your listening muscles stronger. The rhythm of English. When you listen actively, you are not only learning words, you are also learning music. English has rhythm. It has intonation, the rise and fall of the voice. It has stress. Some words are strong, others are soft. Listen to this example. I want to go to the store. The strong words are want and store. The small words to and the are quiet. This rhythm is natural. Native speakers follow it without thinking. When you listen actively, you begin to hear it, and when you speak, you can copy it. That makes your English sound more natural. A small daily practice. Here is a simple plan for you. Every day, choose one short clip, 2 to 3 minutes long. Listen one time for gist. Listen again and write down keywords. Listen a third time while reading the transcript. Speak some sentences out loud. Listen one final time without text. This takes only 15 minutes. But if you do it every day, in 1 month you will notice a big change. Your ears will become sharper. Your brain will recognize words more quickly. Your confidence will grow. Key idea to remember hearing English is easy, but active listening is training. Training makes you strong. So let us review. Passive listening is like music in the background. It is comfortable, but active listening is practice. It is powerful. It is the way to build real skills. In the next chapter, we will move from listening to speaking. Speaking is often the biggest fear for learners, but it is also one of the most important skills. In Chapter 4, you will learn how to speak without fear, even if you make mistakes. Chapter 4. Speaking without fear. For many learners, speaking is the hardest skill. Listening feels safe. Reading feels safe. Writing feels safe, but speaking feels scary. Why? Because when you speak, people hear your mistakes, they hear your accent, they hear your pauses, and many learners feel shy, nervous, or afraid. This fear is normal. Every language learner in the world feels it. Even advanced learners feel it sometimes. But here's the truth. Speaking is a skill, and like any skill, it gets easier with practice. Mistakes are your teachers. The first step is to change your mindset. A mistake is not failure. A mistake is proof that you are trying. Every fluent speaker you meet has made thousands of mistakes. Thousands. Think about children. When a child learns to talk, do they speak perfectly? No. They make mistakes all the time. They use the wrong words. They forget grammar. But parents do not laugh at them. Parents smile and encourage them. Step by step, the child improves. Your journey is the same. Every mistake teaches you something. Every mistake makes your English stronger. So please do not fear mistakes. Welcome them. Technique 1. Speak aloud. The first step to speaking better is to get comfortable with your own voice. Many learners only think in English silently, but you must also speak in English aloud. When you read a text, do not read only in your head. Read it out loud. When you watch a video and hear an interesting sentence, pause and repeat it out loud. When you learn new words, say them clearly with your mouth. Your mouth and tongue are like muscles. They need exercise. The more you speak aloud, the easier it becomes. Technique 2. Narrate your life. Narrating your life means describing what you are doing in English. You can do this when you are alone without pressure. For example, in the morning, I am waking up, I am brushing my teeth, I am making coffee. At the supermarket, I need bread, I see apples. I am putting apples in my basket. In the evening, I am tired, I am sitting on the sofa, I am watching TV. These are simple sentences, but they are powerful because they connect English to your real life. They make English practical, personal, and automatic. Technique 3. Answer questions out loud. You can find lists of conversation questions online. Questions like, what is your favorite color? What did you do last weekend? What food do you like? Read one question, then answer it out loud in a full sentence. Do not only say one word. For example, question, what is your favorite food? Answer, my favorite food is pizza. I like it because it has cheese and tomatoes. I often eat pizza on Fridays. This practice trains you to make complete sentences. It feels like a small conversation, even when you are alone. Technique 4. Use a voice recorder. Your smartphone has a recorder app. Use it. Record yourself speaking for 1 or 2 minutes. You can talk about your day. You can answer a question. You can describe something around you, then listen back. How is your pronunciation? Do you speak clearly? Do you use complete sentences? Listening to yourself may feel strange at first, but it is powerful. It helps you notice your mistakes. It helps you become your own teacher. Practice with a partner. Of course, real conversation is the best practice. If you have a friend who also learns English, speak with them. If you have access to a native speaker, even better. If not, you can find partners online through language exchange apps. But remember, you do not need long conversations at the start. You can begin with small steps. For example, exchange short voice messages every day. One message can be only 30 seconds. That is enough to practice daily. When you are ready, you can try short video calls. Step by step, your confidence will grow. Change the goal. When you speak, do not aim for perfection. Aim for communication. Your goal is not to speak perfect English. Your goal is to share your ideas and to understand others. If people understand you, you have succeeded. Your accent is not a problem. Your small grammar mistakes are not a problem. The important thing is connection. A daily speaking habit. Here is a simple daily routine. In the morning, narrate one or two actions aloud. During the day, answer one simple question aloud. In the evening, record yourself for 1 minute. This takes less than 10 minutes a day. But if you do it every day, in 1 month you will feel a big difference. Your mouth will feel more comfortable. Your brain will find words more quickly. Your fear will become smaller. Key idea to remember. Do not wait until you are perfect to speak. Speak now, and perfection will come later. So, speaking does not need to be scary. Yes, you will make mistakes. Yes, you will feel nervous at first. But every word you say makes you stronger. Every sentence you speak is a victory. In the next chapter, we will talk about another quiet but powerful skill: reading. Reading is not only about books, it is your secret weapon for grammar, vocabulary, and style. It can even make your speaking more fluent. Let's continue. Chapter 5. Reading as a superpower. Reading is quiet. Reading is calm, but reading is also one of the most powerful ways to improve your English. Some learners think reading is boring. Some learners think reading is too difficult. But if you use it the right way, reading becomes your secret weapon. Why reading matters. When you read in English, many things happen at the same time. You see new vocabulary and real sentences. You see grammar used naturally. You see how sentences connect into paragraphs. You see how ideas are organized. Reading is like a full workout for your brain. It trains many skills together. It gives you knowledge, confidence, and practice, all in one simple activity. Think about it. When you listen, the sound disappears quickly, but when you read, the words stay. You can go back. You can check again. You can pause. That makes reading a safe and powerful tool. How to start reading. Do not begin with a very difficult book. If you open a book and every sentence feels impossible, you will feel frustrated. Instead, start small. Start with material at your level. A great tool is graded readers. These are books written with simple English for learners. They have levels: A1, A2, B1, and so on. You can find stories like Sherlock Holmes, Dracula, or classic fairy tales rewritten in easy English. These books make you feel successful. You can finish a chapter, you can finish a book, and that success gives you motivation. Another option is short articles or blogs. Many websites write simple English news or stories. They are short, interesting, and clear. Remember, the best book for you is not the hardest one. The best book is the one you can enjoy. Technique 1. Predict before you read. Before you start, look at the title. Ask yourself, what will this story be about? Look at any pictures. Look at the first sentence. When you make predictions, your brain gets ready. It becomes active. It becomes curious. This makes reading easier and more interesting. Technique 2. Interact with the text. Do not be a passive reader. Be active. Underline new words. Highlight sentences that you like. Write small notes in the margin. For example, if a paragraph is about childhood, write childhood next to it. If a new word looks important, underline it. These small actions keep your brain awake. They help you remember more. Technique 3. Summarize after reading. When you finish a page or a chapter, stop. Close the book. Try to say the main idea in 1 or 2 sentences, or write a short summary in your notebook. For example, this story is about a man who travels to London and meets a friend. You do not need to remember every detail, but you must remember the main idea. That is the skill that makes you stronger. Technique 4. Just read for fun. Not every reading needs to be serious. Sometimes you should just read for pleasure. Choose something very easy. Choose something you enjoy. Do not stop to check every word. Do not take notes. Just relax and read. Enjoy the story. Enjoy the information. This is called extensive reading. It builds confidence. It shows you that English can be fun, not only study. How writing helps other skills. Reading is not only for reading, it also improves your other skills. Speaking. When you read dialogues in a story, you learn how people talk. Later, you can use the same patterns in real conversations. Writing, when you read, you see how sentences and paragraphs are built. You learn how to connect ideas. You can copy these patterns in your own writing. Listening. If you read with an audiobook, you connect sounds with words. You hear the rhythm and see the spelling at the same time. Vocabulary. Every page gives you new words and context. You see how words are really used, not just in a list. Reading connects everything. A daily reading habit. Here is a simple plan. Choose a short text, maybe one page. Before reading, predict what it is about. Read slowly. Underline one or two new words. After reading, summarize in one or two sentences. If you have more time, read aloud to practice pronunciation. This takes only 15 minutes. But if you do it every day, your progress will surprise you. Key idea to remember: listening gives you sounds. Reading gives you structure. Together they make your English strong. So reading is not boring. Reading is not too difficult. Reading is a superpower. It builds your vocabulary. It makes grammar natural. It teaches you style. And it can even make you a better speaker. In the next chapter, we will talk about another quiet but important skill: writing. Writing may feel scary, but it is actually one of the best ways to think clearly in English and to remember what you learn. Let's continue. Chapter 6. Writing to think clearly. Writing is special. Writing is not only about putting words on paper. Writing is about organizing your mind. When you write, you slow down. You choose your words carefully. You build sentences step by step. This is why writing is so powerful. It helps you think clearly. It helps you remember better. It helps you connect ideas in English. Why writing matters. Many learners avoid writing. They say, writing is difficult. Writing takes too much time. Writing is not useful. But this is not true. Writing is one of the best ways to practice English. Why? Because writing forces you to use vocabulary actively, practice grammar naturally, organize your thoughts, create complete sentences, not just single words. When you write, you give your brain time to process the language. You go deeper than when you just listen or just read. Start small. You do not need to write long essays at the beginning. Start small, start simple. For example, write one English sentence every day. Write one short message to yourself. Write a simple shopping list in English. Example sentence. Today I am happy because I ate pizza. It looks simple, but it is powerful. You are building the habit. Technique 1. Daily journal. A journal is a notebook where you write about your day. It can be very short. It can be very simple. Every evening, write 2 or 3 sentences. I went to school, I studied math, I talked to my friend. Later, when you feel more comfortable, you can write longer. Today was busy. I went to school in the morning. In the afternoon, I played football with my friends. In the evening, I watched a movie with my family. The movie was funny and I laughed a lot. A journal shows your daily life in English. It makes English part of your routine. Technique 2. Writing prompts. Sometimes you do not know what to write. That is normal. To help, you can use writing prompts. A prompt is a small question or idea that gives you direction. Examples of prompts. What is your favorite food? And why? Describe your best friend. What do you usually do on Sunday? If you could visit any country, where would you go? Choose one prompt and write 3 to 5 sentences. Do not worry about mistakes, just write. Technique 3. Copy and expand. Find a short English text, maybe 2 or 3 sentences. Copy it into your notebook. Then expand it with your own ideas. For example, original text. My name is Anna. I live in Paris. You expand. My name is Anna. I live in Paris with my parents. I like my city because it has many parks. Every weekend, I walk in the park near my house. This exercise is simple but very effective. It gives you a model and then it lets you create. Technique 4. Correct yourself after writing. Read your sentences again. Ask yourself, does the sentence make sense? Is the verb correct? Can I add one more detail? For example, original. I go to school. You improve. I go to school every morning. I usually walk with my friend. This process makes your writing stronger. It also trains your grammar naturally. How writing helps other skills. Writing supports your other skills too. Speaking. When you write sentences, you practice creating ideas in English. Later, when you speak, the same sentences come out more easily. Listening. Writing gives you a deeper understanding of grammar and words, so you recognize them faster when you hear them. Reading. When you write, you notice how texts are built. This makes you a more active reader. Vocabulary. Writing forces you to use new words. Using them makes them stick in your memory. A daily writing habit. Here is a simple plan for you. Every day, write 3 sentences about your day. Once a week, choose a writing prompt and write a short paragraph. Once a month, read your old writing. Notice your progress. This habit takes only 5 minutes a day, but it will make your English thinking clearer and stronger. Key idea to remember. If you can write it, you can think it. If you can think it, you can say it. So, writing is not only about essays. Writing is not only for exams. Writing is a tool for your mind. It helps you organize thoughts. It helps you practice grammar and vocabulary. It helps you build confidence. In the next chapter, we will talk about something many learners worry about: vocabulary. How do you remember words? How do you stop forgetting them? How do you make vocabulary stay in your memory forever? Let's continue. Chapter 7. Remembering. Vocabulary forever. Vocabulary is the building block of language. Without words, you cannot speak. Without words, you cannot listen. Without words, you cannot read or write. But many learners have the same problem. They study new words and then they forget them quickly. They write long lists, but the words disappear after 1 week. This is normal. The human brain forgets if we do not use information. So the question is, how can you remember vocabulary forever? Let's discover the answer step by step. Step 1. Personalize the word. If a word is just on a list, it is easy to forget. But if the word connects to your life, it becomes stronger. For example, the word umbrella. If you only see it on a list, maybe you forget it. But if you think, I use an umbrella when it rains in my city. Now the word has a picture. Now the word has meaning. It is connected to your life. So every time you learn a new word, make a personal sentence. Ask yourself, how does this word connect to me? Step 2. Visualize the word. Your brain loves pictures. If you imagine an image, the word becomes stronger. For example, the word mountain. Do not only think big land, close your eyes. Imagine a tall mountain. Imagine snow on top. Imagine climbing it. This picture makes the word stay longer in your memory. So when you meet a new word, stop for a moment. Make a picture in your mind. Step 3. Learn collocations. Words are not alone. They live together. They like friends. These friends are called collocations. For example, what we say make a mistake, not do a mistake. We say heavy rain, not strong rain. If you only learn mistake, you may forget. But if you learn make a mistake, it feels natural. If you only learn rain, it is weak. But if you learn heavy rain, it is strong. So try to learn 2 or 3 words together, not just one. Step 4. Use spaced repetition. Your brain forgets quickly if you do not review, but if you review at the right time, you can remember forever. This is called spaced repetition. The idea is simple. Learn the word today. Review it tomorrow. Review again after 3 days. Review again after 1 week. Review again after 1 month. Each time, the memory becomes stronger. Soon, the word stays forever. You can do this with flashcards, you can do this with apps, or you can do this in your notebook. Step 5. Use the word in real life. The most powerful way to remember a word is to use it. Use it in speaking, use it in writing. Use it in your daily life. For example, you learn the word delicious. That evening, when you eat dinner, say, "This food is delicious." When you talk with a friend, say, "Pizza is delicious." When you write in your journal, write, "I ate a delicious cake today." The more you use the word, the stronger it becomes. Step 6. Create word groups. Do not study words in isolation. Study them in groups. For example, if you learn the word cat, also learn dog, rabbit, bird, pet, animal. If you learn the word happy, also learn sad, angry, excited, nervous, calm. Your brain remembers better when words are connected in families. Step 7. Review old words. Many learners always chase new words. They forget the old ones, but old words are important. Every week, review your old list. Every month, check your old notebook. Do not let your words die. How vocabulary helps other skills. Speaking, with more words, you can say more ideas. Listening, with more words, you understand more. Reading, with more words, books become easier. Writing, with more words, you can express yourself clearly. Vocabulary is the fuel for all your skills. A daily vocabulary habit. Here is a simple plan. Every day, learn 3 to 5 new words. Make a personal sentence for each word. Visualize each word. Review yesterday's words. Use 1 or 2 words in real life today. This takes only 10 minutes, but if you do it every day, in 1 year you will have 1,000 new words. And these words will stay with you. Key idea to remember. Do not collect words, live with words. Use them, connect them, and they will stay forever. So vocabulary is not just a list. Vocabulary is part of your life. If you personalize, visualize, connect, review, and use, the words will stay. Not for 1 week, not for 1 month, but forever. In the next chapter, we will talk about something many learners forget: routine. A learning routine is the secret to consistency. It is the reason some learners succeed while others quit. Let's continue. Chapter 8. Building a learning routine. Motivation is important, but motivation comes and goes. Some days you feel strong, some days you feel tired. If you depend only on motivation, your progress will be slow. The real secret is routine. A routine means a small habit that you do again and again. Not once, not twice, but every day, every week, every month. Routine is more powerful than motivation. Why routine matters? Think about brushing your teeth. You do not ask, "Am I motivated to brush today?" You just do it. It is automatic. It is part of your life. Your English practice should be the same. It should be natural. It should be automatic. Not a big decision, not a big question. If you build a simple routine, English becomes part of you. Step by step, day by day, your skills grow. Small steps. Every day, some learners try to study 3 hours in 1 day. Then they stop for 1 week. This does not work. It is better to study 15 minutes every day. 15 minutes is small, but over time it becomes huge. 15 minutes x 7 days, just 105 minutes. That is almost 2 hours every week. In 1 year, that is more than 100 hours. All from only 15 minutes a day. So do not worry about long study sessions. Focus on small, regular steps. Technique 1, habit stacking. Habit stacking means connecting English practice with something you already do. For example, after you drink your morning coffee, read one page in English. After you brush your teeth at night, write one sentence in your journal. After you watch TV, shadow one line of English dialogue. By stacking a new habit on top of an old one, it becomes easier to remember. Technique 2. Make it visible. Keep your English book on your desk, not in the drawer. Keep your notebook next to your bed. Put a sticky note with the word English on your fridge. When you see it, you remember. When you remember, you practice. Technique 3. Use a timer. Set a timer for 10 or 15 minutes. During that time, focus only on English. No phone, no internet, no distractions. When the timer ends, stop. You will feel successful. You will feel progress. And if you want, you can always do one more round. Technique 4. Mix your skills. Your routine should include different skills, not only vocabulary, not only grammar. Balance is important. Here's a simple weekly plan. Monday, listening, short podcast. Tuesday, reading, one page from a book. Wednesday, speaking, narrate your day. Thursday, writing, short journal entry. Friday, vocabulary review. Saturday, fun activity, watch a movie or song lyrics. Sunday, rest and reflect. This plan keeps learning fresh. It prevents boredom. It trains all parts of your English. Technique 5. Track your progress. Write down what you do every day. Mark it on a calendar. When you see the marks grow, you feel proud. Example, Monday, listened to podcast. Tuesday, read one page. Wednesday, wrote 3 sentences. Small marks create big motivation because you can see your effort. The power of consistency. Consistency means doing something again and again without stopping. It is like water dropping on a stone. One drop is nothing, but many drops over time can make a hole. Your English will grow the same way. One day of practice may not feel big, but many days together will transform you. Adjusting your routine. Life is not always the same. Sometimes you are busy, sometimes you're tired. That is okay. Your routine does not need to be perfect. If you miss one day, do not feel guilty. Just return the next day. The important thing is not perfection. The important thing is continuation. Key idea to remember: motivation is a spark. Routine is the fire. Keep the fire alive with small daily actions. So, motivation will come and go, but your routine will stay. Routine makes English part of your life. Routine makes progress natural. Routine is the secret of long-term success. In the next chapter, we will talk about something even more exciting: passion and fun. Because English is not only work. English can also be joy, music, movies, games, travel, and connection. Fun is the fuel that keeps you going. Let's continue. Chapter 9. The role of passion and fun. Learning English is not only about hard work. It is not only about rules, grammar, or vocabulary lists. Learning English can also be joy. It can be passion. It can be fun. When you connect English with fun, learning becomes easier. When you connect English with passion, you never want to quit. Fun is the secret fuel that keeps you moving forward. Why fun matters. Think about something you enjoy. Maybe football, maybe music, maybe cooking. When you enjoy an activity, time passes quickly. You feel energy. You feel excitement. You want to do it again and again. Now imagine connecting that same joy to English. Suddenly, English is not a subject. It is not homework. It is part of your passion. That is why fun matters. It changes learning from duty to desire. English through music? Music is universal. You already listen to songs in your own language. So why not listen in English? Start with songs you like. Read the lyrics. Sing along. Do not worry if your voice is not perfect. The goal is to feel the rhythm and the words. When you sing, you practice pronunciation. When you read lyrics, you practice vocabulary. When you enjoy the song, you practice joy. For example, you hear the word freedom in a song. Every time you sing, that word becomes stronger in your memory because it is connected to music and emotion. English through movies and series are windows to culture. They give you real conversations. They give you body language, facial expressions, and humor. Start with something you like: action, comedy, romance, or documentary. Use subtitles in English, not your own language. At first, it may feel hard, but step by step, your brain will adjust. Watch the same scene more than once. The first time, just enjoy. The second time, focus on the words. The third time, repeat some lines aloud. This practice is fun and effective because you are not only learning, you are entertained. English through games. If you enjoy video games, use them in English. Games have stories, dialogues, and missions. They make you read instructions and listen to characters. And because you want to win, you pay attention. Many learners have improved their English just by playing games, because games give you context, motivation, and fun at the same time. English through hobbies. Whatever your hobby is, connect it to English. If you like cooking, watch English recipes. If you like sports, follow English commentary. If you like travel, read English blogs about destinations. If you like photography, join English communities online. When English enters your hobby, it feels natural. You are not studying, you are living. English through connection. Another source of passion is people. When you use English to make friends, it becomes meaningful. Join an online group. Find a language partner. Write messages in English. Share your story. Ask questions. The moment English connects you to another person, it is no longer just words. It becomes communication. It becomes relationship, and that is powerful. Fun creates consistency. Remember the last chapter about routine? Routine is important, but sometimes routine feels heavy. Fun is the light. Fun makes the routine easier. Fun gives you energy when you are tired. If you enjoy English, you do not need to force yourself. You want to return. You want to practice more because it feels good. A daily dose of fun. Here is a simple idea. Every day, spend 5 minutes on fun English. Not study, not serious, just fun. Listen to one English song. Watch one short funny video. Read one joke in English. Play one small game in English. This little joy keeps your motivation alive. Passion makes you strong. Passion is deeper than fun. Passion means love. Passion means interest. Passion means connection. When you are passionate, you will keep learning even when it is difficult. When you are passionate, you will not stop after one mistake. When you are passionate, English becomes part of who you are. So ask yourself, what do I love? What excites me? How can I connect that with English? When you find the answer, you find your power. Key idea to remember: grammar gives you structure, routine gives you strength, but passion and fun give you wings. So, English is not only work. English is not only homework. English can be joy. English can be music, movies, games, hobbies, and friends. English can be your passion. In the next chapter, we will bring everything together. We will talk about the real journey to fluency, not a dream, not a shortcut, but the true, beautiful path that every learner can follow. Let's continue. Chapter 10. The real journey to fluency. We have reached the final chapter. You have listened through many ideas. You have learned about myths and truths. You have explored listening, speaking, reading, writing, vocabulary, routines, and fun. Now it is time to put everything together. It is time to see the real journey to fluency. No shortcuts, only steps. Let us be clear once more, there are no shortcuts. There is no magic trick. You cannot wake up fluent after one night, but you do not need shortcuts. Because the real journey works. The real journey is slow but strong. It is simple but powerful. It is human and natural. Fluency is not a switch that turns on. It is a road that you walk step by step. Every word you learn is a stone on that road. Every sentence you speak is a step forward. Every mistake you make is a lesson that keeps you moving. The balance of skills. Fluency is not one skill, it is a balance. Listening gives you sounds, speaking gives you confidence, reading gives you structure, writing gives you clarity, vocabulary gives you expression, routine gives you strength, fun gives you energy. When these skills come together, fluency begins to grow. One skill alone is not enough, but together they create a strong system. Consistency. Over time. The secret of fluency is not intensity, it is consistency. One day of study does not change much, but 100 days of small practice will transform you. 1 year of steady effort will surprise you. Think about a tree. When you plant it, nothing happens at first. You water it every day. You give it sunlight. Weeks pass, months pass, and slowly it grows. One day it is tall and strong. Your English is the same. It grows quietly. It grows slowly, but it grows if you keep going. Real life connection. Remember, the goal of English is not perfect grammar. The goal is connection. When you can talk with another person, you are fluent. When you can read a book and understand the story, you are fluent. When you can listen to the news and follow the ideas, you are fluent. Fluency means freedom. It means freedom to travel, to study, to work, to make friends. It means freedom to share your ideas with the world. Trust the process. There will be days when you feel strong. There will be days when you feel weak. Both are normal. The important thing is not to stop. Trust the process. Trust the small steps. Trust that your brain is learning even when you do not see progress immediately. You may not notice the change in 1 week, but in 1 year you will look back and say, "Wow, I am different now. My English is stronger. I can do things I could not do before." Your personal journey. Remember that your journey is unique. Do not compare yourself too much with others. Some people learn fast, some people learn slow. That is okay. Your life is different, your time is different, your energy is different. The only comparison that matters is this. Are you better today than yesterday? If the answer is yes, then you are on the right path. Enjoy the beauty. Fluency is not only about the destination, it is also about the journey. Enjoy the small victories. Enjoy the moment when you understand a new word. Enjoy the moment when you finish reading 1 page. Enjoy the moment when you say your first complete sentence. These small victories are beautiful. They are proof that you are growing. They are the flowers along your road to fluency. Key ideas to remember. There is no magic shortcut. Passive listening is useful, but active learning builds skills. Listening, speaking, reading, and writing all support each other. Vocabulary must be personalized, visualized, and reviewed. Routine makes practice natural. Fun and passion keep motivation alive. Consistency creates results. Connection is the real goal of English. Final encouragement. So, what is the real journey to fluency? It is simple. It is steady. It is human. It is listening every day. It is speaking without fear. It is reading with joy. It is writing to think clearly. It is learning vocabulary for life. It is building habits. It is following passion. The journey is long, but you are not alone. Millions of learners are walking the same road, and you are already on it. So take a deep breath. Smile and remember, every word is progress, every sentence is growth, every step is victory. Welcome to your English journey. Keep walking, keep learning, keep enjoying. Fluency is not far away, it is closer than you think. Because fluency is not a dream, it is a journey, and you are already on it. Outro script. Thank you for staying with me until the end. You have listened through this journey, 10 chapters, step by step. We began with the myth of sleep learning. We learned the truth, there is no magic shortcut. Then we explored active learning, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. We talked about remembering vocabulary. We built a routine. We discovered the power of passion and fun. And finally, we saw the real journey to fluency. This journey is not fast, it is not always easy, but it is real, and it works. So please do not stop here. Take one small step every day. Listen to something, read a page, write a sentence, speak a word aloud. Each small step is progress. Each small step is a victory. Together, these steps create fluency. Remember, English is not only a language, it is a bridge, it is a key. It is a door to new people, new ideas, new opportunities. I hope this long audio has given you not only practice, but also hope. I hope it has given you trust in yourself, because you can do it. You are doing it right now. So take a deep breath, relax, smile, and know your English will grow. Your confidence will grow. Your future will grow. Thank you for listening. Thank you for walking this road with me. I wish you peace, rest, and success. May English stay with you in your mind, in your heart, and in your dreams. Good night, and keep learning.